Now since the last video, you can see that the cabinet's been put in. The ABS pipe that was moved now works great. The cabinet is fitting perfectly. What we're going to do today is run the drain and the new faucet hardware, and then we're going to check for leaks and go from there. Another little small thing I like to show that I've done on my projects, mostly family projects, is whenever I have piping, as you can see here, that won't accommodate cabinet or shelving or anything like that, this is a little trick I use with screws and some rubber band just to pull the piping out of the way. That way I didn't have to rerun any pipes and add any connections. And if this brand ever breaks, it's nothing to come in here and replace it. The countertop is temporarily fastened right now. It's in a position where I can move it out just about 1/4 inch when I install whatever I'm going to put on this backer board or this board here. And it won't affect the plumbing underneath. And then when I do that, I'll add some silicone near the base and it'll be in position. Before inserting the faucet, we're going to add a little bit of silicone here just to give it some waterproofing and keep it in position. I'm going to apply the silicone by my finger, placing it. That way I just don't have too much oozing out, but it's up to you. What do you want to do? Now, as you can see, there's not much to it. What I like to do is also make sure it's pretty square. You don't want this cockeyed, and make sure if you use silicone caulk, which you should use clear so you don't have any disgusting colors sticking out from here or there. Now we're going to go under, put these plastic threaded nuts on the water lines to secure the faucet in place. It's not very complicated, guys. And basically I'm just going to hold this while I take my other hand and go underneath and screw it on. Do not cross thread. Make sure you have it on there before you start cranking. You're going to have to go buy a new sink or faucet. On. I'm going to snug it up just to get it in place. See it turn? Then I'm going to get the other one on. Don't cross thread. Let it thread itself. I gotta do this with my other hand there. I'm just double checking and making sure I'm on right, because I'm left-handed, doing this left-handed and I'm right-handed. There she goes. Now, once you get this on, when you crank her on, make sure you give each side half a turn, whatever it is, make it equal to make sure your tension's good on your faucet, and make sure when you're finally done that it is square before your silicone sets up. Now we're going to pop in the faucet. This type of faucet has an automatic plunger. It's not really complicated. Just going to unscrew this. Comes with its own rubber gasket. I'm going to put it in, crank it up, and this beveled edge will secure it very well to the sink. Again, it's putting it in, taking this hand, going under, and threading it up. Your water lines in. Because these are polybutylene, I like to use Teflon tape. I recommend it. I've never had a problem leaking with it, and that's how I do it. Now we're going to connect the new 30-inch faucet lines, because that 20-inch that were on here previously did not reach. And got an adapter for the 1 1/4 inch to the 1 1/2 inch pipe with the new gasket. We'll hook it up and then test it for leaks. And the water's running. No leaks around the faucet itself, of course. Took the aerator out so it would clean it before I put it back in there. Water lines look good. And what I will do is let this run for a little while. I will also let this water stay connected for at least a day or two before I put anything back to make sure she is completely 100% waterproof. That's just the way I do it. Nothing fancy, just to make sure before I close it up. And the connections up there look good too.